Morning, everybody. I am Nick Boyanzis. I'm account executive with the Sony Pictures digital sales team. I'm here today to talk to you specifically about PlayStation, the gaming landscape as a whole, how it's evolved over the years, and how PlayStation fits within that landscape. But I know we've had conversations in the past regarding gaming and how to reach that user base and effective ways of advertising within the platform. So hoping today we can get a better understanding of the console and the advertising opportunities within that. So please, feel free to ask any questions throughout the presentation. I want to make this as conversational as possible. So I'm going to start off by talking about the industry as a whole. And everybody loves gaming. I mean, what's not to love about gaming? And gaming has become a huge part of our society and of our culture. Taking a look at last year, the gaming industry generated over $15 billion worth of revenue, which is just a huge, massive number from an economic perspective. Gaming itself, there's over 50% of the U.S. has some sort of gaming console within their homes, which means, think about that massive number, over 150 million people are in their homes gaming. So they have some sort of dedicated console within their homes, and they're gaming, they're watching content, and streaming TV shows. So they're doing a number of different things with these newer gaming consoles. Again, the PlayStation console and gaming as a whole has evolved over the years. It's not just a gaming console. They are gaming consoles at their core, but they can do so much more now, from entertainment to watching movies, streaming TV shows, music, and live events. Consoles really do a lot more today, and just evident of how the industry has evolved as a whole. So gaming is part of our culture, and it gives marketers like yourselves the opportunity to reach that hard-to-reach millennial consumer, ages 18 to 34. And when looking at gaming and gaming opportunities, it's really tough to ignore PlayStation, as we are definitely the leader in the industry. The PlayStation 4 is now the #1 gaming console in the world. So let's talk about opportunities. And please, again, any questions you have about opportunities or anything that we're talking about, feel free to stop me at any time. I want to show you quickly a sizzle that gives you an idea of the PlayStation fan base and how passionate they are, the passionate consumers that they are, and the loyal fan base that they are, as they've advanced from PlayStation 1 through PlayStation 4 over the years. It'll also show you an evolution of the platform and how it's changed from PlayStation 1 through today, and really gives you a look at the gaming industry as a whole. So let's take a look at this video. Okay, great video there. As you can see, really passionate, loyal fan base that really loves PlayStation specifically. PlayStation's been around for about 20 years now. I remember back in 1995, the PlayStation console was the first gaming console that I got, and it was revolutionary. I remember using Nintendos in the past and having to blow through the cartridges to make the game work. Well, PlayStation changed all that. They introduced CDs, and that was like the coolest thing to me. Seeing a CD as a game, it was great, and it was great from a graphics perspective, which every console that was coming out was like, which one has the better graphics? PlayStation was blowing everybody out of the water with the CDs, with having CDs as their games. There's better audio and better gaming graphics. PlayStation 2 launched 5 years later in October of 2000, and quickly became the fastest selling console in U.S. history with over 50 million consoles sold. But another first, PlayStation 2 introduced DVDs, where now users can actually buy DVDs, have a PlayStation console, and it's an entertainment device. So you no longer needed to have a PlayStation and a DVD player, as it was all in one. And then the PlayStation 3 launched in November of 2006, so 6 years later, the PlayStation 3 was introduced, and that became quickly the biggest selling console in PlayStation history, with over 80 million consoles sold globally. But what was great about the PlayStation 3 was it introduced the PlayStation Network. So it was the first one to be a connected device that connected consumers to the internet. So you can now play games with your friends on the internet without ever having to leave your house. So it was also the first console to introduce Blu-ray. So there was that debate between DVD and Blu-ray, who was going to win out. Well, I think we know today that Blu-ray definitely beat out DVD, and PlayStation was the first console to ever introduce that. And then again, the PlayStation Store and the PlayStation Network, which has revolutionized the platform to what it is today, bringing us to PlayStation 4. So PlayStation 4 was launched in November of 2013, and it quickly became a hit, as it sold over 1 million consoles were sold in just 48 hours. And there's currently around 22 million consoles globally, with around 8 to 9 million in the U.S. So continuing to grow, and again, PlayStation 4 has propelled PlayStation to become the #1 gaming platform in the world, undoubtedly. And again, speaking to the evolution of the platform, we can see that PlayStation 4 is now connected to your social sphere, so you can connect directly to Facebook or Twitter or YouTube and share content directly with your social following. Again, still having DVD and Blu-ray capabilities where you can watch movies, but you can also stream content now directly from your Netflix or Crackle or Hulu. It's actually the #1 used console and connected device that people are accessing Netflix and Crackle on. We just inked a deal with Spotify, so now it's also a music platform as well. As you're gaming, you can listen to your favorite songs and favorite music directly through Spotify through our partnership. But what I really want to point out here, 31% of our PlayStation 4 console users have converted over from our competitors in Xbox and Nintendo Wii. So we're continuing to grow our audience and grow our user base through prior generations of PlayStation, but also bringing on some of our competitors and stealing some of their audience as well. So great time for PlayStation. Again, we are leading the way, and we are the #1 gaming platform in the world. So a number of different things that you can do on your PlayStation. As we mentioned, it is now an entertainment hub. So from PlayStation Now to PlayStation Video and PlayStation Music, a number of different things that you can do on your console. And there is something there for everybody. But what I want to focus on today is the PlayStation Store and PlayStation View. These are really giving these opportunities really give advertisers a platform to reach consumers and that millennial consumer of adults 18 to 34. So jumping right in, I want to show you a little bit of who our user base is and how massive the scale and reaches of PlayStation, and then we'll get into some of the advertising opportunities. So any questions right now? No? Great, thank you. So we have around 68 million active PSN users, so a massive, massive audience. Again, over 68 million users. Our audience is split 80-20, so it's around 80% male, as you can imagine, and then 20% female. But again, we give you that opportunity to reach that core millennial audience. Over 70% of our audience is adults 18 to 34. That's a hard-to-reach audience because they're not watching traditional television as they were in the past. They're consuming content and doing things in different ways. So definitely a way to reach and a platform to reach that millennial consumer. Our average age is around 26, so definitely lends to that consumer that you're trying to reach. Hours per week, 18 hours per week are actually spent gaming on using that console, and it's broken out in a number of different ways. Where yes, gaming is the leader, but there's also streaming TV shows, streaming movies, and listening to music. So a number of different things you can do. Also, consumer habits. You can now actually buy things to the PlayStation Store. So the introduction of the PlayStation Store has really revolutionized the platform and given us the opportunity for different revenue streams. Again, a user never has to leave their home to buy the latest game or buy a TV show or a movie. Looking at some of the stats with the PlayStation Store, we're the #2 marketplace where users are buying PlayStation games. GameStop is #1, but we are right there behind them. So that just goes to show you the massive reach and scale of the PlayStation Store. It's an over $1 billion per year industry. A lot of that with gaming, but again, you can stream and rent content directly through that PlayStation platform. So if you're looking to reach users at a point of purchase, this is definitely the way to do it. Think about it as you having a billboard in front of a Target or a Walmart. You're reaching users as they're entering a store, as they're entering some sort of marketplace. So definitely a great way to reach them at a point of purchase, like I said. Moving on, I want to show you our latest PlayStation 4 Sizzle. This gives you an idea of the user interface from the moment you enter your PlayStation, to how you can navigate through the PlayStation ecosystem, and then some of the gameplay where you can see from some of the earlier generations of PlayStation the evolution of the graphics where it actually looks real. So I just want to send that away to the video, and we'll show you that now. All right, great video. As you can see, a great console with great graphics. What I want to point out here is research. So yes, a little bit of research before we get into the good stuff. We did a study with Frank Magid and Associates to kind of get a look at the effectiveness of PlayStation advertising. We want to make sure that your brands are on a platform and in a situation for success. So we did a study with Frank Magid and Associates, and what we pulled away from the study was that around 60% of PlayStation users are interacting, paying attention to your ads. That's a huge number. That's over half of our audience is interacting with your advertising. When looking at that in comparison to video advertising, we're blowing them out of the water, 60 to 20. Video advertising is highly considered the most effective and best way to reach advertisers from a digital perspective, and I agree, it is definitely a great way. But the fact that you can reach users on PlayStation and get a 60% pay attention or interaction rate is unbelievable, and that just speaks to the to the high quality and high impact units that we have, where every advertising opportunity within PlayStation is a native opportunity. So we do a great job blurring the lines between advertising and content. So any kind of advertising you have within the platform looks and feels like content. And it's not a nuisance, and it's not distracting to our user base, and that's evident with these numbers here. So again, partnership with Frank Magnet Associates, we did this study to kind of prove that our advertising does work. It's not traditional advertising. It's not your standard IAB units. It's not rectangles and spots and dots on a page or below the fold. It's high impact units, beautiful high impact units, all on a high definition television and a big screen TV within your living room. Again, you're reaching that engaged user base in a great format. So moving on to some of the advertising opportunities within PlayStation. Now that we know who our audience is, and now that we know that this advertising really works, I want to give you some examples to show you exactly where your brand would live within the PlayStation ecosystem. This is an example of the PlayStation 4 What's New screen. The PlayStation 4 What's New screen is think about any website as this is the homepage of PlayStation 4. So it's the homepage of any website. This is the homepage of PlayStation 4. From the moment a user turns on their PlayStation 4, they boot up their machine, they're going into the What's New screen. And what's great about this is your advertising can reach users as soon as they enter the PlayStation 4. As soon as they enter their PlayStation ecosystem. So a great way to reach a massive audience in a high impact way. And what's great about the PlayStation 4 What's New screen, the biggest difference between the PlayStation 4 What's New screen and the PlayStation 3 What's New screen, is the PlayStation 4 is like a social feed where you can see what's hot, users can see what's trending, I can see what other users are doing. So if John was playing a game, I know that he was playing a game, or if he watched a specific video, or if he shared a certain advertisement, I can then go click on that unit, and I can watch exactly what he saw. But then again, a great way for your advertising to reach units at a point of entry, reach users at a point of entry in a high impact way. The PlayStation 3 looks and feels kind of the same way, a little bit different, slightly different. The major difference, again, besides the fact that PlayStation 4 is more of a social feed, PlayStation 3 allows you to, it's actually the only placement on the PlayStation that's ad served. So it allows you to geographically target users and specific DMAs, or you can also demographically target. So if you want to reach adults 18 to 34 specifically, and you don't want to reach anybody else besides that, you can do that within the PlayStation 3 What's New screen. And again, massive scale, massive reach as users are entering their machine. Moving on to the PlayStation Store. Again, this is a great way to reach users at a point of purchase. So the first unit within the PlayStation Store main menu navigation is the welcome roadblock. You have the opportunity to skin this unit and to create a big, highly impactful unit that's both skin and also plays video. So from the moment they enter their store, that welcome roadblock is exactly that. You're welcoming users to the store with your big billboard ad that's highly impactful and takes over the entire screen. As a user navigates away from the welcome roadblock, from the welcome screen, the next opportunity would be the spotlight unit. Again, this is a piece of advertising. This is a piece of content. Both look and feel exactly the same way. They're the same exact size, so they have the same share on the page. Which, when you're looking at a website, you have a 300 by 250 on the side with all the content in the middle of the page. This content and advertising is the same exact spot. So definitely a much different experience and a much better experience than just advertising on a traditional website. So that's the spotlight unit, and that's, again, as soon as you navigate down from the welcome screen, you're going to the spotlight unit. Another great opportunity within the PlayStation Store is the branded storyline, which is what we call the branded storyline. The branded storyline is a multi-screen, it's an immersive multi-screen experience that allows you for custom integration within the main menu of the PlayStation Store. So as a user navigates to that main menu screen, you can actually integrate your brand within that main menu. So you're reaching users undoubtedly and in a highly impactful way. Once the user scrolls over, you can have up to 3 to 5 screens of different pieces of content, whether it's video content, whether it's a video commercial, whether it's a longer form piece of content. You can host different pieces of content in different ways. You can also have interactive units where if it's not video and you want to have one screen with video and one screen with an interactive unit that you want them to find out more information about a specific product, you can do that. This branded storyline was an example with Air Jordan, and they were juicing the Air Jordan 29. They had a video commercial with a highly impactful skin in the background. Then they had another piece of content that was an interactive unit that allowed them to see the different pieces of technology and the layers of the shoe and how the shoe works. And then you can also look at other types of content as well, where it's not just the shoe, but you can promote other brands as well. So other pieces of not just the shoe, but also other clothing and different accessories that can go with that particular shoe. So that was this example. For your brand, you can do the same exact thing. We can create this for you. It runs for 4 weeks within the PlayStation Store. 2 weeks will run within the top of the main navigation, and you can definitely generate a ton of views. And like I said, host a ton of different pieces of content within that main menu navigation. Another great way to reach great way for advertisers to reach consumers is through category sponsorships and category roadblocks. So you can, for 1 week, take over a position within different categories. Some of the different categories that we have are new games. So users are coming on, they're entering the PlayStation Store, and they want to buy new games. Your advertising can live right there. So again, directly reaching a user at a point of purchase. You can also, the other different categories are different TV shows that are coming out. So if you want to be surrounded around users that are accessing content, you can do that as well. So from gamers to content users, you can access numbers of different people in different ways. But again, always at a point of purchase. These users have purchasing power. They have their credit card available directly on the PlayStation, so they can purchase something from the click of a button, which is great for our partners. Other pieces of advertising, you can run rotationally throughout the unit. So if you don't want to roadblock a certain section, you can just run rotationally throughout the PlayStation Store. And these units all look and feel, again, like content. So these are some examples of advertising, again, that looks and feels like content. So moving on to any questions there before I move on about the PlayStation Store and some of the advertising opportunities specifically within there? No? Okay, great. Thank you. So moving on to PlayStation View. Super excited about PlayStation View. I can't wait to actually subscribe to this and get rid of my cable bill. I'm actually in a contract right now, so once I get out of that contract, I'm transferring over to PlayStation View. If you look in PlayStation View, what it is it's live television. You can now access live TV directly through your PlayStation console. So it's a competitor to your cable or satellite subscription, and I'm sure you're all paying a ton of money on those cable bills. I know I am. So it gives you the option now to have a different type of experience while you're watching TV. And what we offer is it's a different interface, much better interface, a good way to access content that you know and love without ever having to continue to scroll through and search for content. So from the moment you enter PlayStation View, you can like or favorite a show, and it gives you access to 28 days prior to that content. So you never have to actually worry about setting up your DVR and actually DVRing content, or else you've missed it. You can go back up to 28 days and access all that different content. Right now, we have all the major cable networks on board with us. The only one that we're waiting on is Disney. And once that launches, we will be available nationally. PlayStation View is available in New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, LA, and San Francisco right now. And it will become available in Dallas and Miami this coming August. So PlayStation View, like I said, directly through your PlayStation console, you can now watch live television. We're also working to ink deals to have PlayStation View available on iOS and Android. So now users can access content in a clutter-free environment on the go as well. So that's PlayStation View. The benefit for us and for you is that you can now reach that millennial consumer, that connected consumer, through PlayStation View and through us. We can sell 2 minutes of advertising per hour within the top cable networks. So definitely a way for you to reach video advertising through live TV and PlayStation View. So in summary, I think it's evident that the gaming landscape as a whole in the industry is here to stay, and it's definitely a powerful industry. Like I said, over $15 billion worth of revenue last year. And that's only going to continue to grow as the industry continues to evolve and these consoles become smarter and better. We are the #1 gaming platform in the world, so working with us, you're working with the #1 gaming platform, and we are experts at gaming. But again, video advertising and native advertising opportunities where your brands can reach consumers in a highly impactful way on a big screen TV. We're creating original content specifically for PlayStation users, we're becoming, again, advancing into an entertainment hub. A live TV network offering with PlayStation View, and then live events. I think it's great to see that PlayStation 4 definitely fits your needs and allows you to reach that passionate consumer base of adults 18 to 34. So if any questions, I'd love to take questions at this time and discuss opportunities for next quarter with you. Thank you.